to I'm so powerful. Okay, so all right, so good evening, guys. And so tonight, welcome again to our Wednesday night. Tonight, we're going to talk about dream destinations, exploring the world through travel. And I'd like to introduce myself quickly. Uh, my name is Leandro, and I live here in Santa Catarina for almost 6 years. Yeah, I work with IT, and there's nothing really interesting about me. I've been here at Talk and Talk, I believe, since 2022, and as a host since 2023. And it's always a pleasure to have you guys here tonight. And I'd like to ask the first question, actually is asking to introduce yourself. And Cristiane, please, can you introduce yourself and share your travel aspirations?
Okay. My name is Cristiane. Feel free to call me Cris. I live in Manaus, Amazonas. I'm a software developer. My free time I like watching movies and series. And my inspiration travel, I really don't know, to new places or new locations, something like this.
Yeah, I would say it's something like if you have a dream to visit some place, to travel abroad, something like that. Do you have any aspirations like that?
Mm, nowadays, not.
So you live in an awesome, in a wonderful place, and that's it. That's fine.
Not a wonderful place.
No? Don't you want to visit like Rio de Janeiro, São Paulo, Curitiba, any place like that?
Yes. Mm, one day, yes.
One day. Cool. Thanks, Chris. What about you, Marcus? Can you please introduce yourself and then
Okay.
share your thoughts about this question?
Hi guys, I'm Marcos. I live in São Paulo. I'm here in Talk and Talk for 6 or 7 months. Actually, I'm a host too. I host two different immersions every week, one on Tuesdays and another one on Thursdays, 6 and 7 p.m. I live in São Paulo. I'm married. I'm father of two daughters, and one of our favorite things to do with our free time is to travel. We love to travel. And the question talks about travel aspirations. And I was thinking here that we had the opportunity to travel a lot. We always try to have one more trip schedule or at least planning this next travel. And what one place we are aiming to meet is Finland or Norway to get to know the Northern Lights. I think it would be an amazing experience. We are not so in the mood of being at the winter cold places, but yes, we are aiming to get to know the Northern Lights.
That's great. Thanks, Marcus. Did you see Christiane? Chris, I'm sorry, did you see? He wants to go to Finland, to Norway, but I'm with you. I don't want to travel right now. I'd rather be here at home just because I'm tired. I'm exhausted.
I don't
I need
know.
I need vacation to just to stay at home doing nothing.
Sometimes we need vacations from vacation.
Yes.
We come back home so tired that we need new vacation. But physically tired, but mentally renewed.
I would
And
say in my case, I need to stay at home.
stay at home.
Yes, I had the
Yes.
opportunity to travel a lot, and I'm grateful about it. I've
You used to travel for work?
no, I've traveled for work and for leisure, but it was amazing. It was amazing. But right now, I just need a cup of time doing nothing. You know what I mean?
Slack
What?
time. It's important
Yes.
too.
Yeah. What about you, Kelvin? Can you please introduce yourself and share your travel aspirations if you have some?
Of course. Hi everyone, my name is Kelvin, and I don't have a unique place that I want to do. I think I want in the future to travel basically around the entire world. Um, Actually, the I want the main countries in the world like Paris, USA, Germany. However, I would like to travel for a lot of countries. I forgot the name, but it's basically when we had a moment to travel for a country and the other countries around that. For example, you travel almost the entire European only one time. So I don't remember the name, and I don't have a special count that I really want, but I want to travel around the world in the future when I have the conditions to do that.
Actually, in Portuguese, we call it mochilão. I
Yeah.
and in English we call it backpacker or backpack or something like that. Like like it's not just going to a place and enjoying just that place. It's going to a lot of cities, different countries. In Europe, this is easy to do because you have
Yeah.
trains, you have cheap flights, and you have buses, so you can go to one country from one country to another in hours, minutes or hours. So yeah, I've done that and it's good, but I'm getting old. I'm 34 right now, so I'm getting old to do this again. It's awesome. It's incredible when your first time experience doing that. It's amazing. You have the opportunity to visit a lot of places, but it's exhausting as well. Awesome. So as I've mentioned, in my case, I don't have any travel aspirations right now, but I believe I just need some idle time, and then in a couple of months, I believe I can travel like to a near place here in Santa Catarina. It's an amazing state, a lot of beautiful places and landscapes. So I can possibly until the end of the year, I can possibly visit two or three cities, different cities here. Okay. All right, let's do the second question, Marcus. If you could visit any place in the world, where would it be, and what draws you to that destination?
Let
This
me think.
besides Norway and this
Besides Norway and Finland, to get to know the Northern Lights.
Have you ever thought about that?
Probably what comes to my mind, Japan. I'm amazed by their culture, and I'm curious to get to know how they can be so organized, so clean, so strict with their education, how things can work so well in a
This
place, because
smoothly.
that is almost the complete opposite of our country. when we compare our culture to that, how our society works, it's almost completely, they are almost completely opposites. So that is, if I could get to visit there, to visit a place, to keep in touch with a different culture, to learn something that I'm curious for, there is about the culture
You
of
know,
Japan.
you know what? I was watching an interview these days, a Brazilian visiting Japan, and he was mentioning that he was looking through the hotel window to the street, 3 a.m., and there's a pedestrian, a person waiting to cross the street in the
Yeah.
green light. 3 a.m. Like a rule is a rule, no matter what time is it right now. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is unbelievable. You know what I mean? So they are really rigid, disciplined persons in person. It's
Yes.
it's awful. It's not only amazing, it's awful. How can do that? How can they
And
do that?
and they are not afraid about their safety to expect at that point, at that time, alone.
Now you have a point.
So yes, there are so many different aspects that lead to this condition that are so interesting.
Yeah, yeah. What about you, Kelvin? Do you have any place besides that ones that you have mentioned before?
I thought in Japan too, because I watched a lot of content from Japan culture. However, to don't I won't copy Marcos. I will choose China. When when they launched the Gypsy, we saw a lot of new content about China because oh my god, China is now dominating the EA moment in front of USA, blah blah blah, and a lot of content about China start to came up to me. So I watched kind of this content, and I think it was interesting mainly because the I forgot the name. I think it's política, né? A política de lá, because they are I think communists. It's totally different of us. However, I watched some videos that the population has basically the power of the society in general. It's different from a democracy, however, looks amazing too. And like Mark said, I want to live in a little bit this how it's working, if it's really working, because it looks different for us. And I start to get interesting a little bit about the China culture. And yeah, for a travel can be. I don't know if for living, but for a travel, it's interesting.
Have you ever listened to Guns N' Roses, the the band from the 80s?
Yeah.
Their latest album is called Chinese Democracy. I don't know why I remember because I believe it was because you mentioned Chinese political stuff, and I remember Chinese Democracy. It is the latest or the last Guns N' Roses album. What about you, Chris? Do you like Guns N' Roses? Oh, I'm sorry, it's not that the question. Is there a place that you want to visit in the world? Like
Um,
if you could visit any place in the world, not like if you don't have
I
any
was think
barrier, like
I was thinking two places, but one it's close Brazil, Peru. It's a history, a lot of history in Peru,
cool.
but I don't know if if I'm good in Spanish.
Podemos intentar
Uh,
hablar un poquito.
and the second place
I
is
had the opportunity to travel to Lima to study, and Lima is an amazing city, and they are an amazing people. You will have no problem to talk with them. They understand Portuguese. They are Um, they will try to keep in touch, to keep in contact with you.
Oh, that's
I know people who had the opportunity to travel to Machu Picchu, and they are amazed for
It's
them.
wonderful to know people speak
Yes.
Portuguese. Spanish, I'm not good. And the second place, I think, is Silicon Valley, to know the place, uh, technology. I think so. And I think these two places.
where is Silicon Valley? Is in California? Is it in California? I'm not sure.
Yes. Near to San
Silicon.
Francisco, if I'm not
Ah,
wrong.
okay. Okay, West Coast. Got it. Well, I would go with Chris. I would visit some South America place, and I'm not sure. I think Machu Picchu would be an amazing place to visit because it's something it's something incredible, unbelievable that that place amazing. I won't go with Marcus and Kelvin visiting the I forgot how to say that. Hold on a second. I need to translate this. Oh yeah, visiting the east portion of this world, like Japan, China, Hong Kong, Taiwan. I wouldn't visit this place mainly because of the cuisine, the food. It's almost impossible to me to eat Japanese and Chinese food. So the best place I visited, considering like food, was Italy. It was amazing. A lot of pasta and beef and pizza. It was incredible. So I would go with Chris. I would visit Peru, Machu Picchu, if I could, if I can in the future. I would go there. I speak Spanish, so I believe the language is not a it's not going to be a problem to me. I believe the biggest problem is the money, right? If you have the credit card, the black credit card, you don't have to speak the language. You can hire someone to translate to you.
Makes sense.
All right, let's see the third question. We have, what would your ideal destination for rest and relaxation look like? How would you make the most of it? I would say to go to a beach city or even to a farm. Could be near my place here, but I just have to get rid of my own routine, right? When we stay at home, we had a lot of stuff to do. We had a lot of things to fix, to organize, to clean. So I would go to a cabin or a small place in a farm, something like that, to take some rest. What about you, Chris? What would be your ideal destination to rest and relax?
I think a calm place. About money, I can't I can't travel. I stay at home and I don't know. I watch some movies and series and do something like a project I like. And try to relax my mind. Don't think a lot. And if in an opposite way, if the travel, I don't know. But if I share the place, it's a calm place, like I don't know if a farm, but it's a calm place to rest.
Sometimes we think we need to go far to relax, but actually we can stay like near home, but not at home. You know what I mean? If you have like 3 days off from your work, I don't know, and you stay at home, it's something like, okay, I have to clean, I have to do this, I have to do that. It's a nightmare. You work more than in a regular day. But if you go to a small cabin or a different place, cheap hotel room, you can do nothing for a while. So I believe this would be the ideal for me in this case. And you, Calvin, what would be your ideal destination for rest and relax?
I don't know a name of a place with these characteristics, but it's a place with more nature, mountains. I don't know how can I say in English. However, here it's serras or nature. Well, I think it's mountain. I don't know.
Hills, mountains.
Yeah, a place with more nature. I really like a place with a good weather too, because where I live it's so hot, and I love the places with a little bit low temperature. So yeah, a place with more isolation of the cities in general, with a good weather and around nature and trees, something like this.
I remember you mentioned sometime that you work for a Florianopolis company, right?
Yeah,
You can arrange to visit here and stay in a cabin in Barra da Lagoa Beach. Let me look for Barra da Lagoa Beach because it's an amazing place, and then you can visit your company and spend some time. I don't know. You can propose to them. I have shared with you guys a Google Images URL where you can see Barra da Lagoa. It's an awesome place. It's like 30, 40 kilometers away from me here. I really like this place here, and it's near home right now. Good weather.
it's beautiful.
What
Nice
about you,
place.
Marcus?
Oh, for me, for rest and relaxation, it's the shore. Relaxing the entire day at a beach, some sands, some winds, reading,
So
some
you both
time.
you both can came here and come here. Chris,
Yes.
Chris, you are more than welcome as well.
When
Let's everybody go to Barra da Lagoa Beach
yes,
here in.
A
when
wonderful
we need
place.
a caipirinha, we just raise the hands and the caipirinha comes to us.
And there's no bills to pay.
Ah, man. Yes, there are bills, but
Okay, let's get back to the reality, right?
yeah, okay, so
It's a Wednesday night. We are in the middle. We are not there yet.
yes, far from the
Uh,
next vacation.
yes. So, the fourth question I would like to ask you, Marcos, is there a unique experience you would love to have while traveling, such as witnessing a rare natural event or trying a cultural tradition? I remember you mentioned the Northern Lights, right?
Yeah, Northern Lights and go to Japan and get in contact with their culture. This thing with culture really amazes me. I'm a person who is curious. I'm curious about others' culture. I really love to learn through different cultures. So I always try to, always when I have the opportunity to travel, I always try to live there the most close I can with their culture so I can learn something new. I can feel what the locals feels too. So that is what is important for me.
For those who never heard before these Northern Lights, it's called also Aurora Borealis in
Aurora
English.
Borealis.
and in Portuguese, Aurora Boreal, or in the opposite pole, we have Aurora Austral. I don't know if it's Austral or Australis. I'm not sure, but they are amazing. They are nature events, right? I'm not sure what's happening, if it's something in the atmosphere, or I have no idea. I'm not an expert on it, but it's something really amazing to see. I only have seen it through video and images and pictures I have shared with you guys and URL Google Images of Northern Lights. So yeah, it's an awesome natural event to see. I don't know how to say that, how to express that. To witness, actually to witness. What about you, Calvin? Is there a unique experience you would love to have while traveling?
Traveling. I don't know. At the same time, I am curious about some activities. I have a lot of fear. For example, jump from high place, bungee jump. I don't. I really want to do this. However, I have a lot of fear. I don't want to, but I'm curious about it. And I forgot the name, but have place that the people can travel between mountains. In, I forgot the name. Passing by a rope. Only, yeah, travel by a rope. Corda, se não me engano, rope. And yeah, it's two mountains connected by a rope, and the people pass by one to other.
Like a
Uh,
cable car,
yeah, with the
like we
cable
have
to.
in Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah, this show. However, I don't know if I will do this. I am curious, and I think it should be cool. However, I I don't know. I want to, but I don't want to.
So it's easier than you think. You can go skydiving from Boituva. You can fly in a balloon, which is something amazing. Or I believe there's a lot of places here in Brazil where you can base jump or bungee jump. I wouldn't do that. I don't think it's safe, but nobody has came back to complain. Nobody never came back to complain, so
Yeah, and more nature. I think visit a zoo from Africa, for example. They have touch with a kind of animals like lions, tigers, bear. I know in Brazil we have some kind of place too. However, I know that have more restricted animals that exist only in other countries. So I would like to visit these zoos, try to interact with these animals, mainly the panda. I really like the panda bear. Yeah, I think is it.
so like go on a safari, something like that.
Yeah,
Okay, because we have zoos here.
yeah, I
We
know. But
have you ever visited a zoo?
a zoo not only aquarium, but I want to visit zoos for to see other exotic animals around the world too.
Where do you live? I forgot. I'm sorry.
Sorry,
Where do you live right now? Where are you based?
I'm living on Ceará.
Ceará, Fortaleza?
Yeah, it's a city nearby Fortaleza.
It's funny because we have here in Santa Catarina, we have a zoo, a famous zoo in Pomerode City. And we also have in Rio Grande do Sul, we have a zoo. Oh, there's a zoo, Sargento Prata City Zoo. Do you know? Have you ever heard about this place?
No, I
Sarg
never searched this
oh,
place
cool,
for.
cool. Cool. Yeah, it's a municipal zoo, Sargento Prata. Cool. Well, I would say a zoo would be a totally different experience from a safari. Safari where the I forgot where the animals are free and they interact with you and you just have a car to save yourself. It it's something that I would do, but it's not on the top of my list right now.
Yeah, safari looks cool.
In you, Chris, is there a unique experience that you would love to have while traveling?
Yes, I traveled, I think 2023, especially month of January, Rio Grande do Sul. And the weather, it's very curious because in the season is summer, like Manaus, but the weather is very different because the wind, I think wind, and you can't feel the hot like the sun. In Manaus, if the wind go and uh, the I don't know calor, and it go with wind, and it's really interesting. And when I see my cell phone, I see almost 40 degree, I think so. And I can't feel this different Manaus. The sensação térmica is 45.
I was
Pe-
wondering, if we are talking about the same Rio Grande do Sul because it's hot as hell there in the summer.
Yes,
You
in
are
the
telling me that it's even worse in Manaus? Worse than Rio Grande do Sul?
yes,
No way.
yes. The period of July, between I think December, it's summer here, and
Let
the color
let me
is very hard
re-
here.
let me remove Manaus from my list. It's done. It's enough to me. No, no, no way. It's worse than Rio Grande do Sul. So, did you travel by a plane from Manaus to which city have you visited in Rio Grande do Sul that year?
São Leopoldo.
São Léo. I know this
Mhm.
place. I was born and raised in Canoas. I remember. I believe you have passed by Canoas, right? Through the BR-116.
I think
If
yes, but I didn't remember.
Yeah, if you flight to São Paulo to Porto Alegre, Salgado Filho Airport, you certainly have passed by Canoas, then Esteio, Sapucaia do Sul, and then São Leopoldo.
And
Cool.
the second thing is I could see I don't know metro. I can see Manaus don't have this
Actually, it's not a metro, it's a train. It's called
train.
Transurb. Transurb
Mm.
from Trens Urbanos.
On Porto Alegre. I see.
Yes.
I saw this.
Actually, you can go from Porto Alegre to Novo Hamburgo, that it's after São Leopoldo. So I've lived there like for 24, 25 years of my life in that region. Worked a lot. I remember taking that train like 5 or 6 times a day to go from A to B. That's amazing. Cool. Good. Excellent. All right, let's jump to the fifth question. We have like 15 minutes left and we have reached the fifth question. Do you want guys to choose each one of you can choose a question, read and then answer, and then we can try to engage a conversation from that questions. What do you think? Do we have a deal?
It's a great idea.
Okay, so Marcos, as you were the first person to agree, can you choose a question, then read and answer?
Memorable.
Oh, while I
Question number
was
10.
I'm sorry,
Please.
Marcos. While I was talking with Chris about that region, I was playing a movie in my mind, you know, remembering
That
when I was
is
at that time in the train, missing home and going to Novo Hamburgo to solve a problem in a restaurant. I always worked as format as a technician, IT technician. And I had a contract with a company that I have to work in a restaurant network. So a lot of fast food restaurants, and I have to visit like 10 or 12 a day. And so a variety of problems, and I didn't have car at that time, so I have to go by bus, by train.
that is
I
life.
Yeah, right now I am 110 kilos, but at that time my weight was 60 with the same height. So uh, it was like the entire day walking on the street, visiting a lot of places and suffering with the warm days, hot days, Christian. So if I was born and raised in Manaus, I wouldn't be here. I possibly have already passed away. Cool. I'm sorry, Marcus, for interrupting you.
No
I was
problem,
having
man.
a moment to hear.
That is the beauty of traveling. You start travel when you start planning, then when you come back, it's then even an end to that trip because you keep good memories in your mind and you can travel through your memories, and that is what you experience right now.
Yeah.
Guys, I chose the question number 10. If you were to embark on a journey of self-discovery, where would you go, and why do you think that place would be meaningful? Oh, I would engage in any trip or in any route of uh, one of the routes that brings to Santiago de Compostela. I would love to, and I would do this in many moments of my life. I had the opportunity to travel by plane directed to Santiago de Compostela, and it's an amazing city, an amazing energy, and I wanted to in some moment to walk through one of the routes, and I think it will be a moment to think about my life, and as the question asks, it will be a journey of self-discovery. A lot of days walking to the nature with no place to sleep. You can book in advance. You have to walk. You have to find a place to sleep. Sometimes there will be a hostel. Sometimes it will be a family house, and you will share food and wine and good conversation with another pilgrims, and that is it. That was an easy answer for me.
Cool, amazing. I've been there, not in the Santiago de Compostela city, but I've been in Pamplona,
Pamplona,
which is
near.
which is which is part of the Way of St. James.
Yes.
It's called Way of St. James in the French way is that one we have Europe has a lot of different wow, would be an amazing journey. Thanks. Thanks for sharing. And what about you, Kelvin? Do you want to answer the same question or do you want to choose a different one?
Let me see. I will choose the number 9. What destination would be perfect for a family trip, and how would you make it memorable experience for everyone? So I think a good place for a family trip is Italy. I don't know why, but I think we have a lot of I forgot the name in Portuguese and in English, but it's memorable places, and we have the people think it's one of the place of the world with the best food. So I think it's perfect for a family. You can visit a lot of memorable space, eat good food, uh, and get travels with uh, the Channel of Venice. I think it's in Italy. I don't remember. Well, it's a place where with a river and you can travel with a boat. So I think it's a place with a lot of activities. It's tranquilo. I forgot it in English. It's
Calm?
yeah, it's calm activities for a family. It's safe and it's a good place for everyone. So I choose Italy.
You know what? There's a movie for you that like Venice. There's a movie with I forgot the name of this actor who have done Car Pirates of Caribbean. I forgot this. I totally forgot his name. Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp. So there's a movie with Johnny Depp and I believe it's Angelina Jolie called The Tourist. So you can watch this movie. It's available, I believe, where it's available, Max Prime. I don't know if it's available in Netflix, but this film is run in Venice canals, and actually Venice channels. I don't know how to say. It's canais de Veneza. Let me translate that. Canals. I've said right. So it's an amazing place. It's expensive to ride gondola, like 80 euros a person. So if you have the opportunity to at least to go there to see the place, to visit the place, it's amazing. And if you want to have like a taste of it, you can watch the tourist movie from 2010. It's awesome. Thanks, Kelvin. And you, Chris, would you like to answer the 90th or the 10th question or to choose a different one to read and answer? What would you do?
I chose the number 9 too to answer. It's really interesting. I think the place uh, would to visit is Fortaleza with my family. It's a lot of talking about, and my parents know, but I don't know the place. I don't visit it too. And my grandmother, it's a dream, this dream to to visit and meet the Fortaleza, the beach. I think it is. It's a great family trip.
So how far is Fortaleza from Manaus? Do you know?
A good question.
I'm 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 looking here. So we have, well, Google doesn't know. Oh, it's far. Wow. So Fortaleza is in the northeast. Oh boy, 3 hours by flight. and 77 hours by car. Wow. And you have to take the Transamazonica road. It's not a good
I
idea.
prefer to plan.
Go by plane. Yeah.
How
I
long is
would
by car?
4,160 kilometers, 70 hours by car.
77. Oh, yes. I just
70.
understood 7.
No, 77. 77.
Yes.
You have to cross Amazonas and then Pará and then Maranhão and then you reach Piauí. Piauí and then Ceará. Wow.
Yeah.
Our country is
Great to know.
huge. Our country is huge. Unbelievable. This is crazy. I can guess, but sometimes it's cheaper to go to Europe than to go to Northeast. Calvin can tell us, but I believe touristic places in Northeast are really expensive. Isn't it, Calvin?
Yeah. Travel in general, it's so expensive. I think it's because Brazil it's so big. We basically have Brazil. It's almost a continent. It's so big. We have a lot of countries inside just if we check the area. And I know for this reason it's so expensive to travel inside the inside our own country.
Calvin, have you ever been to Jericoacoara?
No. It's I live in Ceará. There is a lot of places, but I never go for anyone. So I am trying to looking for a place nearby me now to take my vacations because we have Jericoacoara, Canoa Quebrada, Beberibe, a lot of touristic places around me, but go. I never go into anyone.
Interesting. The Canoa Quebrada. Wow, Canoa Quebrada is amazing. Wow. But I believe it's expensive as well, right? Like if you go there, you cannot eat a meal for less than $60.
I think so.
I believe it's more, but I am being honest here. Wow, cool, man, awesome. So you live in a paradise. Speaking of nature, landscapes, and beautiful places to visit. And Chris lives in the Zona Franca de Manaus, near Zona Franca de Manaus, right?
Yes, near.
So I believe there's a lot of Amazonas River. I believe there's a lot of Rio Negro. There's a lot of companies, big companies down over there, right?
Yes.
Cool. So, and I was born and raised in Rio Grande do Sul, but I live right now in Santa Catarina, Florianopolis, and there's a lot of beautiful places to visit here in Santa Catarina as well. But I don't have time, and when I have time, I don't have money, and when I have money and time, I don't want to go there. But at the end of the day, it's good to live here in Brazil so far, isn't it? Cool. People, I really appreciate our conversation tonight. I'm feeling like better than I was. I could revisit some places in my mind, and from Venice to São Leopoldo, I would say. So I'm sharing with you guys the survey URL. Please go there and leave your thoughts, suggestions. If you want to talk about something different, feel free to evaluate our conversation tonight. And I hope you can be here next week, so we can have another awesome conversation. Okay?
Okay.
So
Thank you, everyone.
I wish you all have a good night and take care.